Well, with summer just around the corner, you may have already booked your flight or your cruise or your whatever. But what about travel insurance? Well, travel sites make it pretty easy to actually add trip insurance, but what does that fee actually get you? Do you really need it? Well, here to answer those questions is Carmen Balber from Consumer Watchdog. And Carmen, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Because a lot of people have a lot of questions about insurance. Is it a waste of money? Do you really need it? And why don't we start with travel insurance? Do you need it?
Depends on where you're going. Depends on your plans. If you are purchasing a trip in the United States, a domestic flight, say you're going to visit your grandma in Arizona, it's very unlikely you need travel insurance.
Why is that?
Because what you get for it does not equal the payout. If you're buying a low price ticket in the United States that you might be able to change with a fee, you're going to pay $20, $30, $40 for travel insurance on the very slight chance that you won't be able to go make that trip.
And in a lot of cases, don't credit cards also offer you protection?
Absolutely.
In that case?
That's another time that you should never buy travel insurance. Check your credit card, check the terms of all of them, and use the best credit card when you're purchasing your travel. That way, many of them will cover it for you, and you don't need to put out an added expense.
And what about the airlines? Don't they also offer some protection?
The airlines offer protection if the delays or cancellations are their fault. But if it's not their fault, if your young child gets sick, the airline is not on the hook.
So when do you need travel insurance?
When you do need travel insurance is when you pay out a lot of money up front that's not refundable, or if it's more money than you're willing to risk. If you spend $10,000 on a family vacation to Europe and you're not going to be able to get that money back if grandma's in the hospital and the whole family can't go, that's a time when it's worth considering
so international
travel
trips
insurance.
Definitely are something that you want, perhaps to purchase travel insurance. What about for medical reasons?
And for medical reasons. And this is something your credit card can also travel, but if you're traveling or can also cover. But if you're traveling internationally, your domestic health insurance might not cover you there. So check if your insurance will cover you abroad. Check if your credit card has medical insurance if you're abroad. And if not, that's an important time to get insurance as well.
Let's move on to pet insurance, because I have pet insurance for my two dogs. It has served me well, but do you need it?
It depends on whether or not you want to get the medical care for your pet, no matter the cost. It's really a personal decision as far as it goes to pet insurance, because it is there in case of a catastrophic accident or a grave illness. It can cover you, but you have to consider the cost.
So what do you look at when you're looking for pet insurance? What sorts of things should you consider?
Consider the premium, obviously. Know that some pet insurance companies charge you more every year as your pet ages. Look at what it covers. Does it cap out per illness? Does it cap out annually? And make sure you know what the exclusions are. If your pet already had cancer, they're not going to cover that pre-existing condition. So look at the fine print.
Or if it's a genetic condition that's known to actually exist with your particular pet.
Exactly.
They may not cover that as well.
They may not cover it.
Let's move on to home warranty, because a lot of people assume that is something you absolutely need. Do you?
That is absolutely not the case. Home warranties are a tricky one because you are betting against the possibility that the appliances in your home, the furnace, the plumbing, etc., may break in the future. But homeowners should consider whether or not it's worth simply putting that money away in a savings account for the possibility of a breakdown rather than a home warranty policy.
And some of these policies can be quite expensive. They
can be quite expensive, and they cover what they choose to cover. So it is paying for a service provider to come to your home. If the item is broken, then you don't get to choose the service provider who fixes it. You don't get to choose your own contractor, and they may fix it instead of replace it. When you think you need a new boiler, they may choose to just slap on a repair. So be careful with home warranties.
Well, these are all things that I think people need to consider. You certainly have given us a lot of food for thought. Carmen, thank you so much. Really appreciate you.